ago, back in the dream time, there was a very beautiful girl called Brolga. She was very young and was the best dancer in the whole land. Her dancing was so graceful and her movements so special. But Brolga hadn't always been such a good dancer. When she was very little, she used to get up very early in the morning and creep out of the gunya and onto the plains around her camp. Once there, she would practice swishing her arms like the pelican, parading like an emu, and whirling like the wind. But Brolga just didn't do the old dances. She liked to make up new ones about the trees and the wind, dances about the spirits and the animals. Soon, Brolga's dances became so good that other tribes would come from far away just to watch her dance her beautiful dances. One day, Brolga went off by herself to dance on the dry red plain near her favourite tree, a big old coolabah tree. Brolga began to dance in its shade, moving with the shadow of the old tree's branches. As little puffs of dust rose from her feet, an evil spirit, Waywera, looked down on her from his home in the Milky Way. She was the most graceful and beautiful girl he had ever seen. While watching Brolga one day, Waywera decided that she must be his. He quickly spun himself into a whirlwind, a willy-willy, and flew down onto the plain. As the wind came closer to Brolga, it made a sudden, great roaring sound and enclosed her. Brolga was swept off her feet and taken away. When Brolga's tribe awoke, they discovered she was missing. They went looking for her, but the wind had covered her tracks. As they walked, they found the old coolabah tree and a path where the willy-willy had been, and they decided to follow it. For several days they followed the path of the willy-willy until they came to a hill overlooking a small plain. There below, they saw the evil spirit, Waywera, and his captive Brolga. The whole tribe rushed down the hill, hurling their spears and boomerangs as they ran. Realizing that he couldn't escape with Brolga, Waywera decided that no one could have her. He swirled around her again and again, and just as the tribe reached her, she vanished. Reaching Waywera, Brolga's tribe watched angrily as the willy-willy wound its way up into the sky. On the spot where it had stood, there now stood a big old coolabah tree. But there was no sign of Brolga. As they stood near the tree that Waywera had left, a beautiful, tall grey bird appeared from behind. The bird began to stretch its wings, and instead of flying away, it began to dance, making the same graceful moves that Brolga used to make. The bird danced, taking long, hopping steps and floating on its graceful wings. It pranced slowly towards them, and with one last graceful bound flew up into the air and away. It was then they all knew that the evil spirit Waywera had changed her into a bird that from that day onwards was called Brolga.